sir, started at the Minneapolis Star-Tribune when? 76? 75?
1973.
Holy cow. Then there's a chance that the answer to this question is yes. Were you December 26th, 1977 at the Mud Bowl in Los Angeles with the Vikings? You would have remembered it if you were.
Where you couldn't tell which player was playing for what team because their jerseys were just,
December 26, 77.
You probably stayed home for Christmas.
I bet I wasn't.
I bet. But
The next year I was their beat guy.
You would have remembered if you were there.
Probably.
Have you seen some of those photos?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. The videos.
This week, the photos this week are
Was it at the Rose Bowl or Memorial Stadium?
No, it was at the Coliseum.
Coliseum.
It was at the Coliseum, yeah.
I don't think I was. Maybe I was. I have no idea.
Honest to God, they're like 20 pigs in the mud laying there, and they keep playing the game. Even though usually we don't do anniversary stories until it's a round number, 40th or 50th or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to try to call some of those guys and do a column on it for Christmas Day or something, because I've forgotten how unbelievable it was. They would have never played. A, they wouldn't have had those conditions, but B, they would have never played the game today in modern football.
Well, you're saying that the SoFi Stadium might be a bit of an upgrade over?
Yes. Well, the Coliseum.
Well, how bad was it raining that they wouldn't play the game?
No, I'm just saying the field
The
would have been
conditions,
deemed unplayable.
Because of rain.
Yeah, but because it was one of those rare but things, Southern California rains that shows up at that time.
Cliffs were sliding into the ocean.
Yeah, doing the whole thing. They didn't have houses up on them yet, but they would. They waited to build those up. But it was it's unbelievable. To see the pictures. I think I'll give a couple of the fellas a call. And Bobby Lee quarterbacked it because Tarkington was hurt. Remember, Tarkington broke something in 77, halfway through the year, and Bobby Lee was the quarterback out there. And the Rams, the great part about this was the Rams were finally going to get us in their stadium,
their park,
because we'd always had them here freezing to death in the playoff games. They were finally going to get the Vikings on a nice field in a nice 60-degree day in Los Angeles and kick our ass. And then it started raining about 3 days ahead of time, and they damn near drowned playing the game.
At least in a snow game, you can sweep the yard lines.
Yes. It was
Can't do much with mud.
No.
Oh God, it was unbelievable. I wonder. I got to go back and look at how much they must have had, like 20 inches of rain in a week or something. It was just unbelievable.
I also have a football question for you.
I'm here for you.
Sunday afternoon.
Right.
Fourth quarter's about to get going.
Right.
Do you stand up in your seat?
Let me tell you something. No, let me.
Have you got a report yet on what happened?
Oh boy.
Yes.
I was before the game.
Yes.
I was in my seat,
Okay.
and I see coming towards me this large banner that everyone grabbed and put over their heads so we'll go to the row behind you. And I felt uneasy about that. I was suddenly covered up with a large sheet of something.
Was it an advertisement?
No, it was the Skull Vikings thing. And I'm under this now. We're all under this thing, and I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Passing it back.
You got to pass it back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Do that. So,
Scared the hell out of me.
Reaver's got good seats, pretty good.
They're
seats.
not bad. They're end zone seats. And as a man after my own heart, the way I designed my wild season, that was a fault. You're not on an aisle.
I tried to.
Yeah.
I tried desperately.
But as I designed my wild tickets, I think I was exactly 2 rows down from the concourse, and so was he.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So you don't have.
You're just out of there, bing, bang, boom.
You know why it's better though that you're in the second row down, not the first?
I don't.
The drink rail is right behind
you
the
get
last
a drink
row,
on your head,
and you can get a beer on the back of your shirt.
Yeah, Pat, I stayed till the very end.
What is wrong with you?
Well, it wasn't up to me.
It wasn't his call.
So now, first of all, tell me about the parking. Where'd you park?
CP. Yeah,
CP drop you off.
I did a pre-run on Saturday.
Okay. Yes, and to figure out which gate you were.
Yep.
Figure out which gate you were
Now
supposed
I had
to
this
go
all
in.
figured out, and Reavers told me what gate to go in.
Okay.
The Ticketmaster gate,
Okay.
which is south facing. So I had my run. I did a dry run, and I figured, she can let us off right here, and then she could zip right over here and get back on the Hiawatha or whatever it is, and that's what we did. It worked perfectly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But how early? An hour before the game, probably.
We were there about 45 minutes before the game.
So you picked up the lads at the airport?
Picked them up at the airport. They wore nothing except their Vikings paraphernalia.
Really?
Went right down to the ballpark and left after, but we stayed for the last second.
And then they grabbed a cab to the airport? and
No,
you
we
went
took
up-
them to the airport.
Oh, she came back and picked you up?
Yeah, the same
How many blocks?
The same corner, 2 blocks. I had it figured out.
Me.
Yeah, 2 blocks. It was
Yeah, but
nothing.
Wasn't there a traffic mess then to get back to St. Paul?
That's the hidden
No,
gem, Pat.
no,
of the
there
ticket.
wasn't.
I told him on Friday. Well, I got to tell this story. Yeah. So I say, Joe, Ticketmaster gate. She can drop you off right on 11th. You walk right in, and she can get right back on the freeway.
Yeah.
And then he looked at me. This is about what 2:30?
Yeah, something
Friday
like that.
afternoon. He said, "Boy, he's putting his coat on. I should go make a dry run right now." I said, "Well, you might run into some traffic." So I'll better wait till tomorrow.
But the drive, so it worked perfectly, huh?
Yep.
So how many times do they do this during
All
the
the
game?
time.
All the time?
There's not. You've been to a
No
football
peace?
game there.
Oh, yeah, a couple, but I'm
There's
way
there's
up
not.
there.
You don't get 5 seconds of
peace?
peace. It is so well done and so well choreographed. I blame the Las Vegas Golden Knights. I don't think teams were doing this kind of. They got now the Viking mythology with the old leather binder you see on the screen. And the Vikings came from the land of yore, and then the Vikings run out of some dragon's mouth or something, or there's some kind of animal down there.
Oh, there's a smoke. He
or a
blows the
Vikings
smoke.
ship, and they
Yes.
run out of the mouth, and the Vegas Knights did this. They invented this stuff.
They did, yeah.
I don't think. When did the Knights come into the league? 16, 17?
What did we used to do in the old place? Did we do anything? In the
Nothing.
old
They
place?
ran out there.
No,
and
we had Ragnar had the. Remember, he had the snowmobile.
Oh, that's right.
So he'd drive out and we'd
he
follow
drove out
Ragnar.
the snow.
Yeah, well,
then
I-
he tried to get a raise, and they wouldn't. Then he got fired.
But they got the legend now, the old Vikings. Then they got the ship, and then they run out of a mouth of something, or else so it's the front of the ship. I don't know.
Yes.
And boy, they got it down though, man. There's not a minute.
But being in the second row, you don't really have to deal with the drunks that much, then, right?
I thought it was a pleasant, happy crowd, and I never encountered anyone
Really?
overserved
Wow,
in the
that's
whole
pretty
building.
good. Now, did anyone in your group try to go to a concession stand?
Yeah, we had
They
to
say
walk.
that's-
Yeah, I
They say
didn't.
that's difficult.
I didn't. One of the kid did, and he brought back walking tacos. We had walking taco,
Okay.
which I thought was
That
pretty
cost
good.
them about $60.
I don't know. I got some of that in my mouth even.
The walking taco.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to eat. I'm glad you did it. You got a lot of guts, but I don't want to eat a taco at a ball game. I'm not at a football game.
Well, it was.
I'll eat a weenie. Give me a weenie.
Well,
and
all it
you know,
was
fine.
a bag of Dorito chips with some ground beef in it.
Oh, I see.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Oh,
wasn't.
that's right. So you
believe
scoop-
me, I wouldn't have taken any food
You
risks.
scoop them out.
You get a
so they-
fork.
Yeah, okay.
You know, you get a shot at it. You know.
So what do you think? Going back?
Well, in the unlikely event I do, I'll do that same route
Yeah,
deal.
right.
Yeah.
Right. It would be with Reavers.
I
tickets,
looked
right?
at it like Sturgis as a motorcyclist. It was something I had to do once. But I was telling the gang I was with, I said, you guys, you act like I'd never been to a game. From 1973 to 1983, I bet every Sunday
Yes.
between September and New Year's, I was at a football game.
Yeah, probably.
Every Sunday
Right.
for
Not
10
except
years.
the Mud Bowl. You didn't go to
I
the
guess
Mud
I
Bowl.
didn't.
You
I
should've
missed
gone
it.
to
For the Mud Bowl.
The one you wanted to be at. You could say, I went to the Mud Bowl.
Yeah, but what you learn in a long life of watching football is the best seat in the house is at home.
You just brought something up very interesting, though. I'd have to think very hard, but there's a very good chance I've never sat in the crowd for a Viking football game.
Ever?
Never. I've been to games.
Well, yeah, but
but I
Oh,
don't
you know
think
what?
I've ever sat in the crowd for a
You know
Vikings
what?
football game.
I think that's the first time I ever did.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I cannot think of. I remember once the Dark Star made Katie go and sit with one of his age inappropriate girlfriends at a Viking game, but then we were up in the press box, so I think you only had 2 seats. So I don't think I ever
bet
sat
that
in the
was the
stands.
only
I
time.
don't think I ever sat in the stands. So
I mean, I was a diehard fan in the early 70s before I was with the
Yeah.
newspaper.
But
But
you
I don't
didn't-
remember
You go watch-
getting to go to a
You never
game.
went to a
drive to
game.
Faribault to watch them on TV.
No, we drove to Eau Claire to watch them on TV.
Yeah, we had to go south. They
Yeah.
were blacked out in Faribault too. You had to keep going.
If they were, but I think if you were on, if it was a Monday night game, you could go to Faribault because of ABC.
Is that what it was?
I think so.
Okay.
'Cause I remember going to Faribault to watch games just to drink. With
Where would you
guys.
go? Do you remember?
Some-
Shamrocks?
I think it was out on the road. So I'm not sure where it
It was out on the road.
No, out on not. You didn't have to go into town. I think
Oh, it was out in the country.
35W.
Okay.
Out somewhere out on.
I bet it was the gray shingle. I bet that's where you.
I don't. I was drinking that. Who the hell? I was just hoping to get home. That was all.
The game was louder than the games I remember covering.
Oh yeah, it's louder.
Well, that's part of it's a roof, obviously.
A
but-
lot of it is organized. It's more organized way now. Yeah.
And people stand too much.
Yeah, they do.
Can't you just sit there and
God, yes.
watch the damn
Yes.
game?
That's to me of all.
I know.
the
You got
problems
standing on your list for him?
all
Oh, yeah.
Of all the problems.
We
in
added that
modern
during the
baseball,
World Series.
Yep.
Yes.
Modern baseball.
Yep.
$750 million contracts, stupid other things, the golden at bat, the proposal.
Oh, I don't like
Nothing
that.
beats guys paying $700 for a World Series ticket.
Yep.
And then have every jackass around you stand
I
up in the second inning
Yep.
when there's 2 strikes. If the 8th inning, if you want to get up, if there's 2 outs in the 8th inning, you're protecting a run lead.
Yep.
There's 2 on and 2 outs. Everybody wants to get up and wave. Okay, I'm fine.
Yep.
But in the second inning, you reach 2 strikes against the number 8 hitter, and it's a nothing game, and you all got to stand up.
I'll tell you a little ray of hope. They tried the wave.
And it did
It
work.
failed.
The wave, you don't see it very much.
Just failed.
Where did I see it tried someplace and it failed miserably too? I
Yeah.
was very happy.
Did you, in fact, though, Joe, to answer my question, did you do the skull chant with the crew?
I sang the Viking fight song.
There you go. Okay. But you didn't
What
do the
is
skull
there to the
chant.
Vikings? Skull
Go Vikings, let's go today. Fight.
Oh, that's right. But it's very.
What's the old one?
Not a lot of words. Right?
No, it's very simple
Very
lyrics.
simple, yeah, very
Yeah.
simple.
But we have the one that happens like 15 minutes before kickoff. That's the big skull. Then there's other spontaneous skulls. Is
I
that
didn't
right?
even tell you guys about the halftime show.
Okay, what do we have?
A corgi dog show.
Oh, that's the
Really?
best.
Apparently a big deal in the dog world.
They're athletes. Well, they're the Queen's dogs.
The
man.
Queen loved corgis. I didn't see that. I didn't see the dog show. We took a tour of the concourse
Okay.
all the way around. The concourse, by the way, is very modest, very pedestrian.
Yes,
I thought
it
there'd
is.
be dancing elephants and
No, it is.
know, Shangri-La.
But they also have these areas that are down below
Yeah.
that you walk down
Yeah.
steps that aren't really a new deck. I don't like that.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't like that. I like the metronome. Nice circle.
And I like the fact that it had windows. That it's a nice
Yeah,
feeling.
oh, it is. When you watch on TV, it's damn near a day
Oh, it's a
game.
good-looking ballpark.
It is for 1.2 billion.
It should be, right.
Yeah, right.
Joe did have a beef, though, Pat, and we were going to
Right.
bring it up with you. He isn't a big fan of the new press box at the U.S. Bank.
Well, they just looked at the press and said, "The hell with you guys,"
Yeah, we're
and
gonna
stuck
put
it in the
you-
corner.
can we put him
No, they got-
outside?
yeah, plus they got us way.
It's way up there in the corner.
I was at the Super Bowl. I was in the aux.
Yeah.
Up
Where was the Augs?
they basically put a hook on your neck and
Hung you
attached
there.
to the roof. I couldn't see the field,
Oh,
for
yeah.
God's sakes. It was thousands of miles up there.
But man, I tell you, the 98%, and I could be late. 98% of the people wore Vikings clothing.
Yeah, that's another change in sports? It's amazing. I mean, Wild is 100%.
Right.
So what? We booed Kirk though, huh?
Yeah, Kirk got the healthy booze at the start.
Really?
Yeah.
That surprised me. But that's good. That's good. I'm glad it.
The best were the signs that said, "We'll never forget you, Kurt." C-U-R-T.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a few of those.
What's his name? K-U-R-T?
No, it's Kirk. K-I-R-K.
Kirk, that's right.
Kirk, yes. Kirk.
Well, that's not a bad joke.
That's a pretty good line.
Kirk's, the last 4 games, he's thrown 8 interceptions and no touchdowns or something.
It would have been something had they benched him in the fourth quarter at U.S. Bank.
But that's the game that makes me think Atlanta's a fairly competitive team.
Well, and then they go, but it was 21-21 going to the fourth quarter.
Well, let me finish.
Yeah.
I'm prepared to be a believer. I think this team can do some damage.
yes.
Yep. I think they're going places.
The problem is
this year,
they're the
going
second
places.
best. They might be the second best team in the conference, but they're also the second best team in their own division.
Yeah, but Detroit's all beat to hell, and these guys.
They still keep winning.
These guys don't have any injuries.
No, you can beat Detroit in the final game.
That was a terrible loss.
But you know what we got Sunday?
The Bears.
That's Monday night
That's
game.
Monday night. You got your Lions hosting the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh, yeah.
This Sunday?
Bills
This
coming
Sunday.
Not
off
a night game, though, is it?
I don't know. That's a good
Bills
question.
coming off a loss.
How
Yeah, they
about
come-
my
yeah,
guy
yeah.
Josh Allen? My God,
That
is
is
he
good.
good?
He damn near brought him back.
He did. Fresh off an engagement, by the way.
You know,
Yeah, she's an
attractive looking.
good-looking gal.
Yeah, she is.
Good-looking
and then
gal.
It said she's an actress, and so I looked at her
You had to verify.
what she'd been in.
Yeah.
Not a lot of famous flicks that
No.
she's been in.
Well, she ain't an adult film actress, is she?
Oh, no.
No, heavens no. Come on, Joe.
Oh, but I don't know. Ask Kenny. I don't know.
No, Kenny had that thought about, what show was it? Gunsmoke? What did you bring up at the end of GL today?
Gunsmoke.
Yeah. What was it, Kitty?
Well, he thought Miss Kitty was a hooker.
No, she was just a.
You're right. I'm with you.
She's a barmaid.
Kindly barmaid.
Buxom.
And all he does, his mind goes right to the gutter.
Well, yes. And her and the marshal,
Yeah.
I don't think they ever.
No, I think it was her and Chester.
Yeah.
I think Chester. He was sweet on Chester.
No.
I think
She
so.
was sweet on the marshal. The marshal was sweet on him. But I think, was the marshal a widower? And Mrs. Marshall died. I think
not
she
sure.
might have died.
I don't know. Matt Dillon.
Yes.
James Arness.
Your Bills and Lions are the 3:25 CBS games. So
Oh,
we'll get,
okay. They're at the Lions?
they are at.
Well, that's no fun.
Yeah, but Detroit's only a 3-hour drive.
I'm not worried about where it is. I want
Oh,
weather.
you want weather.
I
I'm
want
sorry.
weather.
Yeah, that's true.
So I got an interesting thing for you.
Okay.
St. John's gets beat by Susquehanna.
Yep.
You saw that upset.
Yep.
And Bethel defeats Wartburg, goes down and beats Wartburg. So
Right.
now in the national quarterfinals, Bethel's going to Susquehanna. And it's north of Harrisburg, like an
Pennsylvania.
hour. An hour north of Harrisburg, an hour to the northeast.
Yep.
You know where they're playing?
I don't.
Amos Alonzo Stagg Field.
Really?
He coached at Susquehanna after Chicago University stopped playing football.
Jeez.
He went to Susquehanna and coached there for like 10, 11 years. And that's the reason he had the record because of that. But that's also the reason that the Division III National Championship game is the Stag Bowl.
Oh.
Because Susquehanna's now Division III, and when they went to name it, they looked for somebody famous that was, even though divisions did not exist when he was
Did
at
they used to be
Susquehanna.
Division One?
Well, there were no divisions.
But did they used to play Notre Dame and stuff like that?
I still got to go look at the schedule, but I don't think they played the big timer. But they might have played Army or something like that once in a while. So.
Susquehanna. It's not on Lake Erie, is it?
No, it's on the Susquehanna
It's inland.
River.
Oh, okay.
Susquehanna River. So, but it's that would be a great trip to make, I would think. You know, but the family, this young kid from Neenah, who's a great player for them, and they got all these kids. The father told me they're flying to Baltimore, and then it's like 2-hour drive
I'll be damned.
2.5-hour drive. So, but yeah,
You'd go if it was Bethel or St. John's. I bet.
well, it is.
I mean, it is Bethel,
Yeah, it is.
but you're not going.
No, we don't do that.
We don't do that stuff.
We don't do that stuff anymore.
How about we head to Valdosta, Georgia?
Yeah, you're
For
right.
what?
Watch
Yeah.
my Mavericks in
Who
the
have pulled off-
semifinal.
They have pulled off 3 miracle victories.
See this
Why not
horseshoe?
why
Right
not-
out of here.
Why not another one for? Boy, if anybody ever deserved luck, it's Todd Hoffner too. And man alive, they pulled out some wins. These are the semis.
This is the semifinal to go to the ship.
Because the other D2 and FCS are in the quarterfinals. These guys are ahead of them.
Pat, you know who else
that
is
it?
lucky?
Okay.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
They aren't that good this year.
They're driving me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're not that good, and they're what, 12 and
But
12 and
1?
12 and 1.
but we said this last year.
Nah, they're not. They were better last year. They don't have any receiver. Who are these guys?
Well, they have Hopkins.
They got but
Hopkins can play.
He's my age. No, he's. I mean, they don't have that. I don't know. They've been sneaking out. You know what? They're better defensively than they are offensively.
Oh, no
which
question.
is amazing.
No
Their
question.
defense is
They win
good.
with a field goal that clangs off the upright and goes through.
They
They're lucky.
Yep.
Yeah, they've had 3 kickers too, right? They've gone through 3.
Yeah,
kickers.
because what's his name got hurt? Butker got
He
hurt.
got hurt, and then how's that kicker get hurt?
How about they?
Stretch before he does. Shouldn't you, Joe? Just go out there, kind of go.
Yeah.
"Oh."
How
Yeah.
about this?
Move your leg.
Stretch out those calves, and then go out and kick. How do you get hurt?
How about this? The rematch: Kansas City versus the Vikes. The Chiefs signed John Parker Romo to kick against the Vikings in the Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be something?
That could be it.
Tell me
what
this.
Zambi always told me. You know what Zambi always told me? When he knew the Vikes were in trouble against the Chiefs,
Yeah.
he said, we were out there and we had Freddie going down there practicing his kickoffs. He was getting them down to about the 15, and then he was practicing his field goals, and he was going out to about the 35. And then Jan Stenerud came up there and he said, the ball was way up there in the stratosphere where I'd never seen it before. And I said, we're in trouble.
Well, do you think Stenerud was the first really big-time kicker?
It was one of the
And
one
you
of the
premium.
first of the foreign guys.
That-
Premium, but he wasn't the boomer. I mean,
Yeah.
Stenerud was.
Tell me this. What do you see for the playoffs here? The Vikings,
They're going to win a game this year.
they
They're gonna
won't
win
be a
playoff.
wild card team, will
If they don't win
Well,
the
if they
division,
don't
they
win
have
You
to.
have to win a
Division, you're
division or else you're a wild card team.
Correct.
And you have to go on the road then, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
But
Can they win the division by beating Detroit in the final game and they both finish with
Yes.
the same record?
That's why this game Sunday against the Bills is a massive one.
Vikings fans should be rooting for the Bills.
Yeah, but why would that do you any good?
Because then you'd have the same record.
Oh yeah, I know, but
And
if
then
they two of them tie,
and then week 18 would be for the division.
oh yeah, if they keep winning.
But the Vikes have a game.
But he's saying if they ended up with the same record, I don't think we know yet.
What are left? 4 games?
4 games left.
Bears and who?
We go to Seattle,
That could be a tough game.
It's raining.
and then we could have them. Well, they don't have mud; they got
No, they have
artificial.
mud.
And then we come home to face the Packer,
Yeah.
and then we wrap her up at Detroit.
Ooh.
Packer will be desperate by the time
That's
they get
right.
here,
The
'cause
Packers
they're
will
slipping
be
a little
desperate.
bit.
But the
They're
thing-
down to 8-5, right?
Well, but the thing is, there's
No,
no
they're
one.
9-4.
They're
9
9
and
and
4.
4. But there's nobody really hunting them down for that playoff spot. Because the loser of the, what do you call it?
That'd be fun, no?
And I think, isn't it? It's the Sunday before New Year's Eve. Because isn't
You
New
know
Year's Eve?
what's a possibility?
Oh, no, the New Year's Eve's a
Vikings
Tuesday.
at Kirk for the.
Oh, that'd be
if
fun.
If Atlanta wins the South, they're going to be the 4th seed,
Yep.
and the Vikings would be the 5th seed. So.
In the hard-fought South, Atlanta's second to Tampa right now. Atlanta's 6 and 7.
Atlanta's lost 4 in a row, and Tampa's won 4 in a row.
Tampa's 7 and 6.
Yes, but they must feel like
Vegas must not have much of a club, huh?
Oh,
No.
they're
2-11.
2-11. Yeah.
Isn't that the rumor that's where Belichick might be heading? Now that Brady's part owner?
No, Belichick's going to some college over North
He's
Carolina.
talking to North Carolina, but I don't think
He wants Shula's record. He ain't going to college football.
How much is he shy of it?
It's less than 10 games, isn't it, Pat? I'll look it up.
I have no idea.
I don't know anything about that.
No, I don't know anything about that. I'm hoping North Carolina brings Coach Brew back as a head coach. He was there as an assistant for Mac.
Where did he end up this year? Didn't he coach?
Charlotte.
Thank you.
The Charlotte coach got fired, and he coached the last 2 games of the year. I don't know. He won the first one. I don't know if he won the second one.
Boy, the Wild don't want me to watch him at Utah or home against Edmonton.
Too late?
Nope, it's Hulu or ESPN Plus. I don't get those games.
No, Hulu, though. Don't you get a Hulu?
I don't know.
You got a Hulu.
I'll find out.
Ask the bride if you got it.
Belichick is 14 wins behind Shula, who has 347. Belichick has 333.
And Shula's the all-timer?
Shula, being the egomaniac of all time, might have left instructions for his family to hire a sniper if somebody gets close to him. Oh, I shouldn't make sniper jokes.
No.
About this, what's going on?
Was it Bud?
Does this guy really made a gun off his printer?
That's what they're saying.
I don't like that.
Well, you can put plastic in the printers.
Should I add that to the list? I'm against.
Well, I don't know how it works, but it's 3D printing.
Yes, that's not good.
No.
We got to do something there.
Right. It's a long way from the mimeograph machine with the blue ink.
Facts. Yeah.
I love that you, Pat. I love that you leaned into Joe.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we got to do something here.
This is big.
He meant business.
Yeah.
Guns. Almighty. I saw that. I said, what do you mean? They got the diagram? No, they made it in the printer. What the hell?
Yeah, they got
No wonder the guy was having. But I got to ask you something about this.
Well, I'm your guy for this.
I go interview a guy, who's like a coach or a player.
Right.
And the next time I see him, I'm saying, is that, I'm trying to figure out if that's the guy I met 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Somebody who's serving McDonald's recognizes this guy.
That shows you the power of social media.
Yes, sir.
I guess so. But, I mean, still, did you get a good enough look to say that?
I guess they just thought that smile of his was riveting.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
See?
Yeah, I guess he's
Captivating almost?
Captivating, Chris. That's a good one.
Good to evil.
Pat, do you what I think is going to be interesting is how will the family wealth come into play? Will they get him off somehow?
No.
Well, I don't think so either.
He could
But
end up in the loony bin.
yeah, he's a little goofy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if they'll plead insanity, will they?
No. Well, he went to Penn, right?
Yeah.
Penn, Horton Business School or where?
I don't know. He was a smart guy. Mm-hmm. But he had a back surgery that irritated him, and he took it out on this. Why this guy? I have no idea. Did you know this guy?
No.
You and I probably know guys who know him.
Oh, sure.
But I've never heard of him.
But you knew his predecessor.
McGuire.
Bill McGuire.
Yeah.
Well, was McGuire his predecessor, or was there somebody in between?
I thought so. I thought that's what Rookie said the other day. But
yeah. Well, it's now the guy that got killed. Where he and did they have 2 houses out there, or what was the deal? Mom and him were in different houses or something.
What are you talking about?
he's talking about Thompson.
Oh, here they had 2 houses.
Oh, okay.
I guess they split.
It was a his and hers situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with it.
No, I just wondered. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a mile away, and Ma got the big house, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, don't know a thing. But he could have showed up at a Maple Grove Little League game, and nobody would have known who he is.
No.
I mean, the poor guy, why him? This crackpot could have shot any executive.
There were a bunch of them walking into this meeting.
Yeah.
Do we know for sure this was the guy he was hunting, or what?
Apparently, he is mentioned in his so-called manifesto.
There's going to be a movie about this, man.
Oh yeah.
This is unbelievable. Well, anyhow.
I know I've been absent the last couple of Monday Night Sports Talks, and you had mentioned
This
previously.
is Tuesday.
Well, yeah, we're doing Monday Night Sports
What
Talk.
was wrong with you yesterday? You under the weather?
I was feeling.
Did you have the bad voice?
I had the lightheaded.
Oh, you had the
I
whirlies?
didn't get the. But
I don't like that.
And I had my moments when I was okay, and then I'd get them back again.
What about today?
Fine.
Perfect.
I'm fighting.
But
I've been up since 6 a.m. just going for it, man.
But you mentioned the golden at bat. Did you guys discuss this?
I'm opposed.
Well, but hold on here a second, because I'm a Patrick. I think we missed you. Well, I shouldn't say we, because you were there. I wasn't. This was way before my time. This is all Joe.
Yes, Joe had the goal.
Joe had
invented
this
it.
foresight years ago.
Maybe I invented
Why
it.
can't they bring Oliva back in the
If
game?
the guy's been out of the game for 4 innings, he should be able to bat if you're in the extra innings. Should be able to
Joe
bat.
is the founder of the golden at bat.
Okay, I just wonder why they didn't use him, okay? Because you dumb shit. He's already been in the game.
I don't think I would have been that blunt.
Oh, I think you were.
God, I would have paid so much money to be sitting in that press box.
That was in Shea Stadium.
Looking at Rice and
Yeah,
giving it the
People
dumb
forget
son of a-
that first in 74, 75, my first 2 years on the beat, and probably the first time you were going
Yeah.
with them on the road,
Yep.
they were in Shea.
Yeah, because
They
they were
were tearing
redoing
down.
Yankee Stadium.
And you weren't there in 76 when they reopened Yankee Stadium.
I don't
One
know.
of the great
That's
moments.
good to be. 100 years ain't what it
One
used
of
to
the
be.
great moments of all time. The Red Grange is there,
Yeah.
and Joe Louis is there, and
Wow.
Jack Dempsey was still alive.
What year? You said 76?
76. And the widows, they brought out the Gehrig widow and the Ruth Gig widow.
wow.
And it was a fantastic. Because everybody, the big boxing guys that had been there, and then the big football, they had football, the Giants
sure.
played in Yankee Stadium all
Sure.
those years. I think the Giants played in Yankee Stadium, and the New York Yankees, when they had a football team, played at Ebbets Field or some damn thing. So, Weird like that.
What is it now? Is it a museum?
What?
The old Yankee Stadium.
No, it's
No,
not. They ripped her down.
But they didn't keep any of it?
Yeah, they kept the statues and the center.
Yeah,
It's part of center
stuff, yeah.
field.
Oh, okay. Because I've been to the old Yankee Stadium. I haven't been to the new one.
I haven't been there either, the new one. So
I've been. Well, yeah, you have.
no, the third version. The
That
third
opened in
version.
like 09.
Oh, that one I've
Later,
not been
the
in.
one with
Yeah.
the cheap right field fence.
Yeah, I've not been in that one.
Yeah.
I was in the rebuilt Yankee Stadium.
So I should get your comment on what do you think of the Soto contract? Where they said, but here's the greatest part. Scott Boras is on, and he said one reason, the money apparently was the same, almost the Mets.
But aren't
and the
there more
Yankees.
incentives with the Mets deal?
Well, with the Mets deal, Soto told the Yankees that he wanted a free suite, right, for the family. And the Yankees said, Aaron, we never gave Derek a free suite. We never give Judge a free suite. We can't give you a free suite. So you get $765 million, but you don't want to pay for a suite, so you go to the other team.
you asked me what I think of it. I have a serious answer.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about Juan Soto, but that factors into my answer. The bar for this money is continuing to go down.
Yes, it does. I mean, yes.
So,
you're right.
that's Hank Aaron money that Hank Aaron never saw.
Mm-hmm.
That's Willie Mays money that Willie never saw. These guys aren't Willie Mays or Hank Aaron.
The Otani thing is explainable some because of the Japan.
I get it.
connection.
And because no one's ever done what he does.
This is not
right.
explainable.
This is not. This is what's his average? What's his career? What did he hit last year?
He's been good. He's been very good.
280.
Okay,
Well, he'll
but good. The bar for good has been lowered.
Yeah, yes, but he'll miss Yankee Stadium too because of
For sure.
home runs.
For sure.
But yeah, the deal is there is a 100% guarantee Major League Baseball will not be played in 2027
Really?
because they're going to have to lock them out, and this time they're going to have to mean it until they get some kind of a salary cap.
Well, the other
some
part,
kind of a sharing of TV.
the other part of my answer was going to be, I simply don't understand the economics.
No, and
I don't know where they
don't-
come. That's $1
And by the
billion
way, Joe,
practically.
neither does baseball.
No.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. I proposed this morning. I was talking to somebody. Could Otani and Soto, in NASCAR racing back in the day, Dale Earnhardt raced for Childress and he owned his own racing team where his son, Michael Waltrip, raced for him. Could Soto and Ohtani buy the Twins and still play for the teams that they're playing for?
Well, better yet,
they could have the money. Yeah.
Better yet, could they buy the Twins and play for the Twins?
Yeah, well, that would be.
Well,
better.
but they'd have to honor their contract.
Yes, the Twins. Then they'd have to pay themselves.
But that's kind of money for Juan Soto. He's not. Yes, he's in the upper echelon of players.
Player, yes.
But that's it. He's not a standout superstar.
Scott Boras went 15 years so he could get more than Ohtani got, even though he's doing it in 5 more years than he is. But it's
How old
ridiculous.
Is he? 26.
And Boras doesn't know how stupid he sounds when he says, they wouldn't give him a... Family's very important, because last year there was an usher at Yankee Stadium that told his parents they couldn't go someplace that they wanted to go. That was sin number 1. And number 2 was they wouldn't give him a free suite.
Wait, there was a Yankee usher that told Soto's parents?
Yeah, but they were probably trying to go down on the field when they weren't supposed to, or I don't know what they were trying to do, but he stopped them. And they were very I think it was like the Soto family, which was probably 8, 10 people.
I don't know if it was bits or not, but did you see some of the New York fans on Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
One of whom went to Citi Field and stood in front of it and just ripped the hell out of it and said, "Look at this dump. He's moving over here." And he showed the neighborhood. He said, "Look at this dump. He's coming over here. He could have been in Yankee."
He's right in Queens.
And these people are furious. Furious.
The Queens people?
The Yankee fans.
People, the Bronx.
Really? Okay.
The Bronx guys. I just don't get it. That's too much money for a guy that ain't that special.
Yeah, well, it's too much money even if you are that special.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's...
Can Soto
you're
speak
gonna have
English?
to lock him out.
I think so.
Yeah, because I don't mean to be insensitive, but for that kind of money, you damn well better speak English.
He was a 19 or 20-year-old kid when Washington won the World Series. So
Yeah, and he got him for $5 million.
Yeah. Yeah. When it,
Well, that's because, remember, they lost Harper, who left as a free agent, and signed then the biggest contract in baseball, and replaced him with this kid.
Remember when a $300 million contract was big?
yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't that long ago?
That was a great Andy McPhail quote when he gave Puck 6
Mm-hmm.
and made him the highest paid, and the next guy got 8, and Andy said, "What happened to 7?
What happened to 7?
What happened to 7?
That actually surfaced the day Soto signed, because it must have been the anniversary of when Puck signed his contract. He said, just think of how far we've come. Was it 89? 88 or 89 when Puck signed that deal?
6 for 36. 6 for 36, I think. Or maybe 5 for 30.
Whatever it was. But
Whatever it was. But, yeah. It's,
Pat, I couldn't agree with you more. Baseball doesn't realize what trouble it's in.
No, they're
You
gonna-
can't.
Why do you say 27? When's the
'cause
contract run out?
That's when the owners can. That's when the owners can bail on the contract after 26. And this guy's.
Does baseball
guy's-
players have a Marvin Miller?
Well, I got Tony Clark still now. I mean, they'll be hard nosed about it, but at some point, that's the only way you can prevent. The only way you can do it is what the NHL did. Just shut them down, stop paying them, and it's you're not going to have. You're not going to have what do we call that ball we had that year? Replacement players, or scabs, whichever you want to call it. But the replacement players, I don't think you're going to try that.
No.
So, anyway.
And no movement on the Twins front as far as ownership?
No, but there's rumors of trying to trade Correa down at the winter meetings.
That'll go over well with the fan base.
Yeah, but so what? I mean,
That wouldn't break my heart.
He doesn't want to. He certainly doesn't want to stay here now.
Pat, you're going to have to eat salary to get rid of him.
Yeah, probably, and you won't get much.
That's just it.
But you're probably saying, I'm selling. They're all mad at us. So what the hell? Put Brixley at shortstop and let's go for it. So, but they I don't know. I would think 80% of it is him getting me out of here.
You think so?
Sure, he must have go somewhere where they're, wants to be.
Might go to the Yankees now that they don't have Soto.
They need a shortstop. Yeah, they need a shortstop, and they got him cheap, $200 million for God's sake.
Yeah, Joe, that's a bargain.
That's nothing.
$200 million.
Nothing.
God, I don't get it. They don't have any. Twins have no TV money.
No, they had. They were getting 50 2 years ago. Only 2 years ago, they were getting 52 or 3.
Something like that.
This last year, I've told you this before, but San Diego, which drew 3 million people and was very popular, and they had the same deal that the Twins are going to have for Major League Baseball this year, and supposedly in the coming year, supposedly the Padres made $4 million. So that's a little $50 million pay cut.
Wow. What kind of
TV? If you're trying to sell the Twins, and somebody just pays somebody $750 million, I'm saying no, thank you, aren't you?
Oh, for sure.
What kind of TV money do the Mets produce?
I think pretty good. You know, they get
Dodgers and Yankees are the leaders.
Dodgers, Yankees, and the Mets is probably.
Atlanta has to have a good TV revenue. Well, they got TBS, don't they?
Yeah, no, they don't. TBS is long gone, isn't it?
I was going to say to you, by the way, Boris's cut. Did you see that? $38.25 million.
Unbelievable.
That's what Boris made off the contract.
Last year, he's a beauty, boy. I got to tell the Jim Rant story once more. Boris's first year as an agent, he's got Tim Belcher, the number 1 draft choice for the Twins in the draft that year, Calvin, and the Twins won't sign him. The Twins are in Brophy, and George Brophy and him are arguing, and Brof, as his temper was, temper flies off, and he calls him every filthy name in the book. You know, you're as a horse, bloop, 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 agent as you were a player, you were a horse, bleep, 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 and he slams down the phone, and this young woman, it's the first year in the Metrodome, this young woman is working down the hall, and she comes out to Rants and says, is Mr. Brophy okay, Jim? And he says, oh, yeah, he's just talking to his wife. I've told that story.
I know that's a good one.
I got your TV contracts. You got your Dodgers at $196 million. This is in totality, not per year. Yanks at $140.
What do you mean totality?
Well, the contract length. So some of our, up until 2025, whatever. But this was the total amount paid to the team. Yankees are at $143, as I mentioned. Dodgers at $196. Your Phillies at $125, ahead of the Angels. The Angels have $125 million in TV revenue.
They should do a little better.
And your New York Mets at $88 million are in 5th place.
What are the Twins, about $12?
Well, according to MLB trade rumors, no current contract.
No current kick-in of a contract. How many are in that category?
There's 3. The Twins,
Texas,
Padres, and Texas.
Okay.
And your Braves, by the way, $100 million. So.
Boy, we went way over the limit today.
I think so.
But I do need to hear about our friends at the Valley Group of GM dealers.
You know what I was doing last night? Looking at the inventory.
Hey, I'm not joking.
They got stuff.
I might need to be making a stop here soon.
They got stuff going now, man. The Hummer EV, 60 months, no interest.
Really?
I'd have to go home and work that out on the numbers.
Zero.
Crunch them?
I'd have to divide something.
Zero interest.
How many Hummer EVs could Juan Soto buy with that brand new contract?
He go out there.
Would he want 0%, or do you think he's paying cash?
I think we give him a little off for cash, too. Anyway. A lot of Denali's out there too. Them big old.
That Hummer EV is a reasonable size now too. It's not that thing
huge?
That Arnold Schwarzenegger drove around.
Really?
It's doable.
It is funny to me though that they got an electronic one, but what the heck? Anyway, looking at all of the Sierras, the big SUVs, the medium-sized SUVs. They got the little SUVs, all kinds of these, low interest rates, 0.9, 1.9, 0% interest on some vehicles, and the inventory total as of yesterday, 183 new
Really?
vehicles ready to move. Checked out the inventory at
Valley Car Dealers.
Valley Car, but there's also Valley at Apple Valley.
Okay.
That's a website.com. And I've checked it out, and I was looking at it, and there's some big honking vehicles there, and that are, the SUVs, as they say, of all kinds, Sierras, a lot of stock. And this December's when you want to buy a car. That's what everybody says because they want to make room out on the lot. So Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers, Apple Valley, they're my guys, but also in Hastings. And man, this is the time to act right now.